Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to this edition of the Cooperative Voice. I am your host, Phoenix Belfield, and it's a real privilege to be with you this morning on the Cooperative Voice program. I have with me the distinct privilege of speaking with the manager from Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union, Mrs. Elsa Pacquette. And we're joined by the audience with DBS Radio. So thank you, DBS, for tuning in. And thank you to all of our listening audience on DBS for tuning in to this edition of the Cooperative Voice. The Cooperative Voice program is a program that's brought to you with the compliments of the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited in collaboration with the Credit Unions of Dominica and M. L'Argent Mobile Wallet, Dominica's first mobile wallet offering you great financial services. And this program really highlights the role of the credit unions in nation building, in economic development, in societal development in Dominica and abroad. And so today we'll be having a conversation with the manager of Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Mrs. Elsa Pacquette, on a few things that's happening in Grandbay. So stay tuned, and thank you for joining this broadcast. Please stay safe, stay well. We'll be right back.
Send me money. Send me money. Receive money. Receive money. Send me money. No more hassle. M. L'Argent. Send me money. Send me money. Receive money. Receive money. M. L'Argent. It's safe and secure. M. L'Argent. You want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. M. L'Argent. It's a new digital financial service brought to you by the Dominica Credit Union Movement. Introduces a new wallet solution, M. L'Argent. Top up friends, pay bills, make shopping easy, extra secure. Sign up is absolutely free. M. L'Argent. You want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. No more M. L'Argent. Download the M. L'Argent app today. See your credit union for more details. M. L'Argent, your mobile payment solution. M. L'Argent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again for joining the Cooperative Voice program. Again, thanks to our radio listeners on DBS Radio. And those of you that are joining us via our social media streams, you're joining us via Facebook on M. L'Argent page, or you join us on Facebook via the Dominica Cooperative Societies League page, or you join us on our YouTube channel. Thank you for staying tuned for the next couple of minutes. We're continuing our discussion this week on the credit union difference, highlighting the role of the credit union in different sections of Dominica and the specific things that those credit unions are doing to assist us, particularly so in this COVID pandemic era. And so today we have the privilege of speaking with Mrs. Elsa Pacquette, who is the manager of the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Mrs. Pacquette, welcome to the Cooperative Voice.
Good morning, Mr. Belfield. Good morning to everyone listening to DBS. It's a pleasure to be on with you this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much for making the time out to speak with us. We have, over the last couple of days and weeks, we've been highlighting the role of the cooperative movement in Dominica. We always maintain that it's one of the best kept secrets. We do a lot of things within the communities, and but there's hardly anything said about it. So this is really just to bring it to fruition, to let people know that we're not just financial institutions providing financial services to our members and the people we serve in the communities, but also we are critical agents for socioeconomic development. And in this case, I speak more importantly and poignantly about Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union. You've been doing a tremendous job in the Grandbay, and now you've expanded to the other areas. What's happening in Grandbay?
Well, in Grandbay, there's always a lot happening in Grandbay. For the credit union, we are continuing to offer the services that we normally offer, even in the time of pandemic, and we are offering all the services that we normally do. We recently opened that branch at Bellevue. It is not fully operational yet. We're open until 1 o'clock every day, except on a Tuesday, on a Saturday from 8 to 12.
Right.
And in Grandbay, our hours are currently from 8 to 2 p.m. our normal hours are up to 3, but with the advent of the pandemic, we just cut back by an hour. And we are continuing to offer all the services that we normally offer. And we are also extending all our, well, I wouldn't say, just, we're just doing the best that we can in these trying times.
I know, and it's extremely difficult. We've recently lost the president of Grandbay, Mr. Ed Regis, who's also a community stalwart. He's also the parliamentary, he was also the parliamentary representative for Grandbay, and also the president of the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union. In fact, at a few years earlier, he served on the league board, I think, as a secretary for the league for a number of years. So he has been a credit union stalwart. I will always remember him as this very passionate person about credit union movement and what we should do. Every time I come to Grandbay to have a meeting, I always have to prepare for a lecture from Ed. I'm sure you must be sorely missing him.
Yes, yes, yeah. It was quite a shock for us. We're still trying to cope with it. He was actually on his way out. He was serving his final term, and then
Mhm.
he kept telling me that, Mrs. Packett, you don't want me to leave. You're not having the AGM, you know. But I keep telling him that we will miss him a lot, and as long as we can have him, we will take it. But then he said that whether or not I'm on the board, you can always call on me. And that was just who he was. He was in everything that um, was going on in Granby. We were actually going to give him a long service award. We were in the process of making that, and it's it was just a shock. And just imagine, last month we lost the very first president of the credit union, that's Mr. James Alexander. He died
Mhm.
after a very short illness. He was sick for about a week or so, and he passed away. And now we lost our current president. So it's really been hard.
I can't possibly imagine how painful that could be. Um, Sometimes I'm comforted in the memories and the impact that these persons, the indelible imprint that they would have left on us as participants in the equation. He was very passionate about Grand
About
Bay
everything that he
and,
does.
and passionate about credit union. I remember he was so excited about your branch that you just opened is in
And
Bellevue.
Bellevue Chopin.
Right. And I remember going to his office and he said, listen, Mr. Belfield, we're going to open this branch soon and we're going to bring this service to Bellevue. And he was very passionate about what he wants to see happen in Grand Bay, the development. I think there was this weekend thing that used to happen, a little celebration of sorts that used to happen. And he would always invite me. But he was a Granbarian at heart, and I know the board and the management and staff will sorely miss him. But more importantly, you will celebrate the life that he has led whilst being a volunteer on the board.
Yes, yes, we will. He was passionate about everything, getting the services to the members. He wanted us to restart our operations at Tedmon, and
Mhm.
we're still working on that and getting a place set up so that we can do our weekly visits to bring the
Right,
service to the members. And we are also doing it at Bagatelle at the village council. So we go once a week to
right.
do collections and bill payments and just assisting the members because we have a lot of elderly
And
people
as
in the
as
community.
you're on that, and you're speaking about the involvement at the credit union level, at the community level, I know that Granby has done well for itself within that community, the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union. You have this, I think it's the Isidore race that you normally sponsor.
Yes, yes, we haven't had it for the last 2 years because of the pandemic.
Mhm.
But we normally have this road race the Sunday before Isidore every
Right.
year. And well, actually, it was my husband who kept pushing me to have it back. And we started it, I think, about 5 years ago. And we would get over 100 athletes coming from all over the island to participate
Right.
in that race. It was always very exciting. But with the social distancing and the pandemic, and so we have
Yes.
not been able to have it since last year.
One
So
of the things is when we went into Grandbay, when we were talking, when I say we, when we went in to do the launch of M. Lajan, one of the things that really stuck out was the fact that the village was the credit union, and the credit union was the village. Everybody knew each other. The tellers knew all of their members by name. They probably could predict what transaction they were going to do and how much of it they
definitely,
were, they were
yes,
going to do. How
it's a
how
regular thing.
yeah, and what it, for me is important. We always make the point that the the credit union is the only financial institution in that area. I mean, we have as a movement, we have over 25 branches and sub branches spread across the entire island, bringing that financial solution to the members. And how important do you see it is to maintain that community link with the credit union?
It's very important because we have, especially for the elderly people, they come to pay their light bills, they come to receive the pensions, they come to do the Western Union because we also have a Western Union operator,
Mhm.
and a lot of them have family overseas who send them the monthly, just assistance,
All right,
and they can just come to the credit union to do that, and don't have to go to town. So there are a lot of things that they you can get done in Grand Bay South. So you have the shops and the that are available to buy your stuff. So when you come to the credit union, you receive your money. You can just do your all your necessary transactions right in the village. And even with the Western Union,
mhm,
our members make use of it, and don't when they get to town, they don't have to bother
right,
go again to the Western Union store.
because they would have done
They would
that
have
part.
done everything and take the bus and go to town. And we are part of the community. We assist with everything that, well,
Oh, you have the
everything.
scholarship program as well. Yeah,
Yes, we have our scholarship program for the state college, and we
mhm,
award it to two students every year.
right,
And we normally assist the various schools in the prize giving ceremonies every year. We
right,
usually sponsor the top business students for the PHL Secondary School every year. And village activities we usually sponsor. Mostly we would do the greater sponsorship to the village councils so that
right,
they can manage. But if we get letters from individual groups
yeah.
asking to do certain things, and Mr. Regis was always very passionate about those things, so he would,
The village man.
yes, yes, so he would be rooting for it. And he just really had a big heart and tried to do a lot through the credit union. I think he would have been very happy to host this year's AGM.
Oh yes.
And yeah, he will. He will
And
be.
as you mentioned that, we're just going to take a short break. We're with DBS for a few minutes, so we want to thank them for the time that they spent with us, and the broadcast that they will continue to broadcast on the social media pages. For those who are now joining us, this is the Cooperative Voice. You can tune into it via DBS on Thursdays, and we're also here on our social media page. You can get us on Facebook at mlajan, or Twitter at mlajan_m. You also get us on YouTube at mlajan. You can also get us at DCSLL. That's the league's Facebook page. You can also get the broadcast there as well. So we will continue the broadcast there, just in case we're interrupted on the radio side, because our time on the radio is limited. And so thank you. Continue to stay tuned. We will take a short break. And then, Mrs. Pacquette, you mentioned about the AGM. We want to touch on a couple of things, because I know a lot of persons would have been asking about the AGM. It's a lovely time where people come together and they share, they discuss the financial performance of the credit union, and they ask questions about the stewardship and the various reports that are presented at the meeting. And then there's a level of camaraderie that happens after. So when we come back after the break, we're just going to have a light discussion on the anything that you want to relate to the membership as it relates to the AGM staging meeting and so forth. And we'll discuss some other important things. So thank you very much, and stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
Welcome to M-Laja, the new way to pay. Paying a bill is easy. Open your M-Laja app and click the top up and a bill payment icon. Select the company that you wish to make a payment to. Click the plus symbol to add the account that you wish to make a payment toward. Enter the account number and a nickname that you would like to give that account and hit save. Once you have selected the account, an overview will be shown of that account. You can choose to make a partial or full payment towards the amount due. Once you've chosen, enter the amount and hit pay, then enter your 4-digit PIN. An overview of your transaction will appear for your reconfirmation, and that's how you pay a bill. M-Laja, one app, many conveniences.
Again, thank you for joining us. We're joined on the this is the Cooperative Voice, and we are here live. We're speaking to the manager of the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Mrs. Elsa Pacquette, on the Grandbay Cooperative Credit Union and what Grandbay is doing for the village, what the credit union is doing in the village. This is one of our episodes of the Credit Union Difference, where we're highlighting the critical role that the credit union plays in nation building here in Dominica and further field. So we're joined by Mrs. Pacquette. Mrs. Pacquette is still with me, and we were talking earlier, Mrs. Pacquette, about the AGM. Normally it is held within the second to the third quarter of the year. This year we're a little delayed. What's happening with the AGM?
Well, the AGM is, we had a little glitch early on in the year with our system, which put us back a little bit. So by the time we got the audit complete so that we could prepare for AGM, we had the outbreak in the COVID, and everything was just paused.
Yeah, the surge.
Yes. So we're still trying to figure out how we are going to get this done. We're still trying to get confirmation from the regulators as to what can be done, because we know our membership, we have a lot of the elderlies who look forward to coming to AGM.
Oh, yes.
It's a grand thing for them to come to the AGM. They really look forward to it, and we don't really want to take it away from them.
Yeah.
Because if we try to get it done virtual only, they might
Yeah,
be
some people will be impeded.
Yes.
Those who are not
yes, so we
tech
would have
savvy,
more
those
of the younger
who
generation.
don't have the internet connection. Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
and then internet connection sometimes is a
yeah,
problem.
the connectivity can
Sometimes
be an
even
issue.
when we try to have board meetings, this person not hearing, that person keep
Yeah.
dropping, the internet is dropping.
Yeah.
And so even that is going to be a challenge for us
Right.
for this month. So we're not sure yet when the AGM will be held. We're in the
So
process.
you're discussing with the regulator regarding the shape of it.
Yes.
Okay. I remember
we're getting the book
coming to the
organized.
sorry.
We're getting the book organized.
Okay.
The person designed our book, fell sick, and that it was just
Okay.
supposed
So you
to
should have your AGM report circulated at least. So is it the plan to have it circulated, whether or not you have the AGM?
Yes, definitely. We're supposed to have
soon?
it circulated
Oh,
very long
okay.
before the
All right.
AGM anyway. So
Okay.
as soon as it's complete, we will have it circulated. We will put it online. We will have it at the office.
Soft copy as well.
Right. So that if people have any questions, they can still call, they can still come in. So when we actually have the AGM, whatever questions that they have,
You would have already had. Right.
we would already have knowledge of it, and so we can answer all the questions, and the AGM can run smoothly.
Okay, wonderful. I remember particularly for your AGM, there are a group of persons who always try to get there early. And it was always admirable, the passion of the members to get
Yeah.
there and to ask questions. um Forgive me, but a lot of times when the Creole starts to rattle, I would just simply stay quiet and try to read the body language and say, okay, that person's saying something positive, okay, that person's upset, because they feel an intimate connection with the Creole language, especially during the AGM, and that's when you would have the likes of Mr. Regis and Mr.
Marriages, yes.
Tavernier to
Mhm.
rattle out the Creole, and people would feel at home as one of their native tongues. Really, really great stuff happening, and so you've opened out a sub branch at Bellevue. You also have a collection point at Bagatelle.
Yes.
What's the reception like from the members?
Oh, it's very good actually. Remember we have this 70 and over pension that comes to the credit union,
Right.
and most of the people are elderly, so it's difficult for them to come to the credit union to receive their
So the
money.
credit union goes to them.
Yes, so we go to them. So you have a lot of them making use of that services, and even with the NEPs that
Mhm.
they are in the different villages, and
Right.
if we have to have all of them come in here, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So on different days we go to the different areas to do that. But the branch at Bellevue is the one that we do every day because it's prepared for that. The others we are just using the village council office. So we're trying to bring everything to the members so they don't have to come and crowd up the main office, or for them to you know try to get, because in the different villages the buses leave at certain times and we would have to wait how long to get the bus. But
Mhm.
credit union can go to the village council and they know that we will be there from 9 to
Right.
12, so they will just make themselves available to do their transactions.
And it's good that you're like a one-stop shop financial institution, not only providing the core services of the credit union to the membership, but you have similar services. Like, for example, you have the Western Union services, you have some of the bill payment services, and now you have MLAJA services where people can go to the credit union and top up their wallet. And then hopefully, when we finish with the integration, it can even reduce the traffic for them having to go to the credit union, but that they can stay from the comfort of their homes and be able to do some of the essential things that they need to do.
Yeah.
How important do you see it is for the credit union of itself now in this particular pandemic era in terms of enabling lives and livelihoods and providing those critical services, not only financial core financial services, but also providing accessible loans to the membership? How important do you see that in helping drive this economic resilience for the village of Grandbay and the surrounding communities?
Well, it's very important actually. Even last year, in the height of the pandemic, we we only stopped the loans for a little bit because we were not sure what was going on,
Mhm.
and people were being laid off, people were losing their jobs, and then we encouraged them to write, and we gave some moratoriums on loan,
All
but
right.
people got back on their feet very quickly. And
Mhm.
what we have done also when we had our annual retreats, we kind of tweaked certain loans to make it more accessible to them.
Right.
And we also introduced the mortgage bundle where they could bundle their mortgage with their vehicle loan, or if they want to put solar, or you know, buy furniture, do renovations and stuff to make it
Mhm.
easier. And then we still brought down the rates. So our rates was at 7%. We brought it down to 6.5, and if they're bundling, they can get it at 6%.
Right.
And
Right.
we also extended the open-ended loans for them. So because the open-ended loans are the ones that are unsecured, you start off
Right.
with an amount
Mhm.
down, and you as you pay in the loan, you're saving to bring up your
Right.
savings as the loan is going down. And we thought that this initiative would help the people in managing their finances and getting back on their feet. So I find it worked well. It has worked well.
Right.
the number of moratoriums was not overwhelming at all. So
Hmm.
we worked with the members, they worked with us, they send their letters, we explain how things are done, and they
Right.
were appreciative.
Hmm. And the I remember when we had the IV consultancy report. That's with the IMF team that does this annual visit, and they ask about our success as a movement, and what can be attributed to that success. And we told them that simply that we are Dominica and Dominica are us. So we're not just credit union is not just what we do; it's who we are. And I supported that point at saying that we're probably the only financial institution that compels people to save even while they repay their loans. So
Yes.
it's not just about taking, it's not just about repaying us, but we are building on that stewardship and thrift um, aspect of your dealings. So in the repayment of those loans, there's a component and a small component, but
That
it is
goes to
all
your
about
savings.
it's about the discipline of saving. So we're compelling you to save a tiny bit of that repayment figure goes to your savings. So once you finish paying that loan, you would have acquired some savings over the period, even though you would have started with nothing.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes they don't understand. Sometimes you have to keep explaining to them why they have to save, why
Right.
they need to save when they pay in the loan, and they want to get a loan but not have savings. So because another thing that I want the members to understand is that the money in the credit union is the members' money. It's
Right.
the money that everybody is depositing. So
Right.
that if you come and I'm going to give you the members' money in the form of a loan, you yourself are
Mhm.
supposed to contribute to that. So
Right.
you have to
Yes.
put
Yes.
savings. You must have savings in there because the credit union is made up of all the members. So we cannot just give you loans without savings.
Proper
And
stewardship. Proper
yes,
stewardship. And we even emphasize it, for example, even during the election process. We tell the membership of the AGM, elect people that are going to be good stewards of your money, because
mm-hmm.
you don't just elect anybody and then afterwards you come and blame us for the performance of the credit union when you're the one that elected them.
Yeah.
You see? So, one other thing I wanted to do before we wrap up, you had this beautiful contest. I thought it was very creative. It is the Share Drive Initiative, Spin the Wheel. And
That
then
was
after
Mr.
that,
Regis as well.
right, right. So I want you to tell us a little bit more about that. And although it's past, but I just thought it fantastic. And then you had another one was a share queue or share barbecue or something.
Sheer barbecue, yes,
Yeah,
it's socialization barbecue.
right. Serialization. Yeah. How important? I mean, those are really creative and fantastic initiative. How important is it for members to buy shares into the credit union, and why should a member buy share into the Grandbay Credit Union?
Well, the thing is that the shares are that aspect of your savings that stays in the credit union in times of financial crisis.
Right.
Um, if we don't have that level of share capital, we are not able to continue operations when people we have massive withdrawals. People come and
Mhm.
there's disaster and everybody's withdrawing, and if everybody withdraws the money, as I said earlier, the money in the credit union is the members' money.
All right. Oh yes. Oh yes.
So the
Absolutely.
credit union was to operate if everybody just come and withdraw everything. Now we also are guided by the Cooperative Societies Act because we're a cooperative and it requires that we have a certain level of share capital. That is
Right.
why we've been embarking on these little promotions, and the spin the wheel came up at one of the board meetings. Mr. Regis was excited about it, and then yes, let them spin the wheel and they will win something and they will buy shares, and then
And
he
then you had
can
the
also
tracker.
just
You
come
had the
and buy
tracker.
shares
You had the
himself.
tracker. Who was good?
Yes,
So
so
they can see
then
what they're
when they
working towards.
buy 3 shares or more, we would let them spill the wheel and they would win gifts. So we would buy them nice gifts. It wouldn't be valued at $150, which is the value of 3 shares, because a
Yeah.
share is
Just a token.
is-
Right.
yes, but it would be a token of appreciation. And all the gifts we were giving out were worth more than $50. So the members took part, and we appreciate it. Within that month alone, I think we raised about 14,000, and
Right.
it was good. It really is getting us to where we're looking to
Getting
be.
into the goal. Right.
This is what will allow us to pay dividends to them.
Right.
So they have something good coming up for the next EGM, and the next one after that, because the shares are going up, then the dividends will go up as well.
And we've made the point over and over again about the importance of shares. And I think we're probably going to have to dedicate one of the episodes to discussing shareholders, allowing our members to understand the importance of being the owner of the society. Because when the society when you have a business, the business needs support or financial support or capital cushioning, the first recourse is that of its shareholders. So the shareholders have an inherent responsibility in shoring up the financial position of the credit union. So it's not just to come in and ask for moratorium and get concessionary loans and all
Yes,
of
they
that,
have to
but then
invest
you cannot
in the credit union.
nurture that institution. So very, 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 very good. If you notice, when we put up our we had up the theme image here. You would see the theme image for this episode, and you had a queen in your midst. Well, you're all queens. You had a
Yes,
queen in your
that
midst,
was
and
the Mother's Good Show last year. We were the sponsor for the mother, Miss Delma Daniel,
right.
and she actually won the show last year. So
Uh-huh.
we were at the show, so that's why you see me and Gemma and
And
Esther,
everybody there.
Binet.
Well, I brought it up. I brought it up because I wanted to emphasize the point of the credit union difference and social investment, corporate social responsibility, and how the credit union continues to not only build the economic lives and livelihood of the members, but also of the population itself.
Yes, yes. So we have our social responsibility, and we take it seriously. So we do a lot of sponsorship in the community itself. We have been the sponsors for the Coast Cricket Club. Recently,
Oh, Athanes.
yeah,
Is that his name? You
yeah,
also
Athanas
right. Yeah, quite a
is a
few
member
stars in Grandbay.
of Coast Cricket Club. Well, we recently gave them uniforms. They have not had
Okay,
uniforms in a
wonderful.
while, and Mr. Regis was very instrumental in that, choosing the design and so of the uniforms. It's actually a really nice uniform. They almost look like West Indies players. But with the pandemic again, they have not gotten the chance to display it. All the
I
games were
know.
cancelled from that weekend there at the end of July, I think, into August. Um, we have to try to work around that whole pandemic.
So as we wrap up, I mean, we're in the pandemic, and there's a level of anxiety. Few folks are a little bit. Some folks are despondent. People are concerned about everything: their health, the economy, their livelihoods, travel. Funny enough, I read a few months ago about this plane. I can't remember where is it. If it's in Australia or one of those other countries, where there was actually, at the height of the pandemic, they call it the trip to nowhere. So they were actually going into the airplane, and they were circling the country, and then they were landing right back. And they said that was an effort to get people who had this deep craving to travel
What?
at a discount. So they circled, they got a view and stuff, and then they came back, because at that time they weren't letting in persons into the country. But on a more serious note, how do you see us as a collective fighting the pandemic. We've been talking about different health measures that we as a movement can take. I mean, us as a credit union movement, we have been encouraging our staff and volunteers to get vaccinated, those who can. We've also been encouraging them to be regularly tested, to observe the protocols as established by the Ministry of Health. How do you see us as a community building that resilience as we did post Maria to fight this pandemic and move forward?
Well, I think it takes every one of us, because each person has to look out for their neighbor. Because if everybody is following the protocols, then nobody would be spreading the virus. And at the credit unions, we make sure that when you come, you wear a mask, keep it over your nose, do not take it down to speak. You have to be sanitized at the door. We take your temperature. When you come, you do your transaction. After you have done it, the next person in line has to wait for the person to sanitize the area. It has become the normal thing, because even you go to the supermarkets, everywhere you go, it's the same protocol. And if we are all doing it, the person walking on the street should know that they cannot come and talk in your face. They must be wearing their mask when they're in public. You go on the buses, everybody is supposed to be wearing their mask. It's up to the bus driver to ensure that everybody has their mask on before he moves up. And then he should still be checking the rear view mirror to see that everybody keeps their mask on, because people like to talk a lot on the bus. So with the credit union, we can only do so much. We can do all the sanitization. The health people are already talking all about the protocols and following the protocols. So we ourselves, I don't see that we need to go out on any drive and educating people about that, because there is just so much out now about it. So we now have to
it's just about being disciplined, about observing the protocols and keeping each other safe.
If you do it for yourself and for your neighbor. Because the way people are spreading is people who are spreading it. They want to enter your house with no mask, come at your home unannounced. They just
so we're having appointments at the credit union. You're saying that we should have appointments at our homes too?
Yes, call and say that I'm on my way, I need XYZ, because right now my door is always open, because I'm not expecting anybody. I'm just not expecting anybody to come at my home, because to me they should
put up the appointment.
No visiting. So if you're gonna come, call me and tell me what you want, so I will have it for you waiting at the door. Or I'll meet you on the porch, or I'll meet you by the gates. That is just how life is. I go to visit my grandmother at a distance, so I will have a conversation with her on the phone. My grandmother
because it's out of love and care. I mean,
I know she wants to see me, so she will see me, but I'll be in the window, or I will just open the door, and just for the connection. But if we don't do that, we'll just keep spreading the numbers. We need the numbers.
And more so, the more vulnerable group, the at-risk group, the young ones, the elderly, those with underlying conditions.
Those with the underlying conditions.
Yeah. I was listening to a broadcast message, I think was the health update last night that was here. And there was a young lady that was speaking on the, I think we're in observance of the month of the elderly. And she was talking about social distancing, but not social abandonment. Essentially saying, listen, you can still call your granny. I know a lot of grannies and grandpas that are now on WhatsApp that are viewing statuses.
Yes, and they don't know how to hold the phone, so they put it so close to their face. They stay all inside their nose.
I know. But I mean, we can still provide love to them without putting them at risk. Yeah.
The important thing is keeping them safe, but they also need to know that you still care.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we wrap it up, how can they get in touch with the credit union? I know you have visits coming in, you have appointments, perhaps loan appointments.
Yes.
How can they get in touch with the credit union?
Well, our landline is now up, so we can be contacted on 446-3500. We
Mhm.
also have our cell phones on 276-2923 and 316-6162. So if you call and somebody doesn't answer right away, you can call back because
All
the
right.
phones move around a lot.
Yes.
They move from office to office.
The
So
social distance too.
yes, and sometimes the phone, the last person who used the phone probably left it in the office, but then they went by the accountant or they went
All right.
and the phone rang and you just say that you're not getting
Yeah,
it.
with an effort to increase connectivity, because sometimes the
You
landline get
try all the
affected.
numbers you
Yeah.
must get through. We're there
Oh,
from
absolutely. Yeah.
8 to 2. Well, we're to the public 8 to 2,
Mhm.
and at well we leave about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So yes, so if
So
you
8 to
call back,
2 every day except Tuesday, right? Or
yes, every day except
and,
Tuesday.
and you open on Saturdays as well,
We open on Saturdays from 9 to 12. Another
from
thing
9 to
too,
12.
you can WhatsApp on the 2762923. Yes, so
Oh, okay.
we have WhatsApp on that phone. So we will get the message and get back to you.
Okay, so Grandway is closed on Tuesday, but it open on Saturday. So those of the persons, your membership who would have been in town doing the business and what have you, did not have time, they can have time now on Saturday to visit
Yes.
the credit union and do their business.
Yes, they can. Loans, if you work in town and you need to get a loan done on a Saturday, you have to call and make an appointment.
Oh, okay. Well, Mrs. Paquette, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the Cooperative Voice. It was an extreme pleasure to speak with you and to learn a little bit more about
Yes,
what's
it
happening in
was.
Grandbay.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've listened to another edition of the Cooperative Voice. It has been my extreme pleasure to be and to speak with you and to enjoy of your presence over the last couple of minutes. Join us on the next episode. It's going to be next Tuesday. We are going to be live again here, and on Thursday we're on DBS every Thursday. From 10:30 and every Tuesday on Q95 at 11 o'clock. But you can always get us on our social media pages. Again, this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited, which is the apex body for credit unions in Dominica, and also the credit unions of Dominica, and M-Laja Mobile Wallet, Dominica's first mobile wallet. One application, many conveniences. So for those of you who have been asking about what can you do on the wallet, listen, just go on our Facebook page. You can log on to us at Facebook at MLaja, or you can check us on Twitter at Lajan_M, or you can see us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram at MLaja_DM, or you can visit our YouTube channel at MLajan, it's MLAJAN. And from there, you can see all of our tutorials on how to navigate the application, how to pay your bills. You can now pay your bills, your Dawasco bill. You can just simply enter your account, and in real time, you will get information coming about your account balances, last payment date, and all those great stuff. So you don't have to wait until the end of the month. You don't have to join the line. All you have to do is download the app and pay your bills in a matter of seconds. And the best part of it to you, because we're in the live pilot mode, the best part of you paying your bills is free. So you don't have to pay your bills. You just have to get your phone, go on the app, look on the agents, any one of the credit unions that are there, and we have some other locations in town that you can go and top up your application. You can pay merchants, send money to your friends and family, loved ones, pay your bills, and do exciting stuff. There are more exciting things coming as it relates to M-Lajan, so stay tuned. We will also be talking to a lot of our credit union managers and personalities about different things that are happening in the movement, and to amplify the message of credit union serving Dominica and contributing positively to the socio-economic development in Dominica. I've been your host. It has been a privilege. I'm Phoenix Belfield. Thank you, Mrs. Paquette, for joining me, and I look forward to having you again on the broadcast sometime soon. We'll probably have a roundtable discussion or something. But thank you
You're
for
welcome.
joining. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a privilege of mine to enjoy your company for the last couple of minutes. Remember, stay safe, practice social distancing. If you can be vaccinated, go and get vaccinated. If you cannot get regularly tested, people are saying drink warm water, ease up on the cold stuff, drink your bush tea, your vitamins. I'm not gonna play doctor, but there's sufficient information coming out from the Ministry of Health that can guide you as to how to safely protect yourself and the loved one. So from here, it has been an extreme pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe, stay well, and protect yourself. Thank you very much. It has been an extreme pleasure. Until then.
That might be the best thing for us without even getting touching the money and stuff like that. That's more hygienic for us. So that would be the ideal way of getting my money. Amen? Because I don't have to touch the money. Just send the money to my account. That's how it is. Emlaja.
Mlaja, the new way to pay. Let's talk about updating your Mlaja account. Updating your account is very important. Open your Mlaja app and click the menu bar. Click Account and click Update Account. Once you've done so, a list of required fields will be populated onto your screen so you can fill. Your telephone number, first and last name would have already been filled in for you. Enter your gender, your date of birth, nationality, your parish, village, and your legal identification type. This could either be your social security card, passport, or driver's license. Enter your ID or passport number into the desired field. Next, you will be asked to upload the front and back view of your ID card. This can be uploaded from your device, or you can simply take a picture of it. Then enter the expiration date on the used ID card and your email address. Click Continue. Your information will then be sent to the Mlaja support team for confirmation and verification. All account updates are processed within 24 hours. Mlaja, one app, many conveniences.